we're setting up for a body up about 25 centimeters.
Is there
35 centimeters.
Is there a body right you have in there?
We're going to take that out. We got a large. You think we need to do that now?
I think you need to do the body right before we took the up.
Randy Bresnik's view of the work he is conducting at the external stowage platform outside of the Quest airlock as he begins work to tie down some insulation on the second of two electronic spare parts, this being a direct current switching unit.
30 or so, 30 centimeters.
Okay, we're going to go body right 30 centimeters.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my bag stays clear of the high-def camera.
Okay, body right starting motion.
Good motion.
The International Space Station has passed into an orbital sunset over the Indian Ocean, moving from northwest to southeast. The crew running a few minutes ahead of the timeline, 2 hours, 17 minutes into today's spacewalk.
Motion.
Good motion. We're getting ready to start body right 60 centimeters.
See that? It's in motion.
Work. So that motion's complete. Now we're getting ready for body back 1.3 meters.
Okay, I'm ready for that. You got the clearance.
We're moving.
With his helmet lights on, Joe Acaba being maneuvered away from the work site in which he installed the new high-definition camera that's in the process of being checked out.
So that completed the maneuver to the CP3 back-off position. We're setting up for a joint OCAS.
Copy. And Nicole, how was the power up?
Okay, Joe, great news. The power-up is good. That HD camera is looking very nice. Thanks for the work. And while they're setting up for the joint OCAS, we'll take a glove and half inspection from you, Joe. We'll take a glove and half inspection from you, Joe.
Okay, the half is baseline, good, and gloves, right glove, pristine, and left glove. No changes.
Houston copies. Thanks.
V1 same.
Copy, comrade. Thanks.
Question, Duke, the request about the MLI, do I need to modify, do it on the DCSU based on your question, or XU is published, getting these two on the front and then the one on that's to my left?
And, comrade, the MLI that we were going to have you check is on the port side of the MBSU. It's the MLI on the FHRC. And Comrade, just a reminder here that the DCSU is a little different than the MBSU MLI. With the 4 loops that you're working on here, you're going to have to pull a wire tie around aft of the NATC connector in order to get the skirt away from the dry bolt.
You guys using the tip boom camera?
And we're just coming back from a handover. Say again?
I'm talking to Mark. Mark, you guys using the tip boom camera?
We're using both the base elbow and the tip elbow cameras.
See, I'm watching.
The view from Randy Brusnick's helmet camera as he continues work to tie down insulation on one of 2 electronic spare parts on the external stowage platform outside of the Quest airlock. You heard a moment or 2 ago the good news relayed to the crew from spacewalk communicator Nicole Mann here in Mission Control that the newly installed enhanced high-definition camera that Joe Acaba installed and hooked up a short time ago at the S1 truss of the station is up and running and in good shape. We're hoping to get some views from that new camera a few minutes from now. So new eyes on the world as the HD camera task has been completed. Acaba being driven at the end of the robotic arm by
What you are.
And Joe, it's about 3.75 meters.
Copy.
Less than 2 meters to go.
Copy.
One meter to go. So that concluded the zenith motion. We're getting ready for station aft.
Copy and concur.
So it's 2.3 meters station aft.
Copy.
Started motion. 1 meter.
Continue.
Continuing. 50 centimeters.
Continue.
20 centimeters. 10.
Up motion.
Again, Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency is at a workstation inside the International Space Station operating the station's robotic arm. Moving Joe Acaba, whose feet are planted in a portable foot restraint at the end of the arm, serving as a work platform for him, from the high-definition camera installation worksite back to the area where he will then be in a position to replace the camera light assembly on the latching end effector. That's that barrel-shaped component at the end of the Canadarm2 robotic arm that is the hand, if you will, for the robotic arm that is used to grapple and release objects and vehicles.
All right, debrief complete.
Okay, Joe, next step is to perform a safety tether swap off of the arm. Let me know if you need steps.
Okay, copy, stand by.
And there is the view from the newly installed enhanced high-definition camera. A great view of Joe Acaba, who is out of the portable foot restraint and will be positioning himself to turn around basically and begin to replace the camera light assembly on the latching end effector that you see at the top of your screen. Again, this the first view from the new enhanced high-definition camera that Acaba installed at the S1 lower outboard truss in camera port 3, as it is called. That camera up and running and looking great.
Joe, we've got the arm standing by for when you want to go to the GCA for the APFR removal position.
Okay, copy. Let me get the state tether swap done first, and then I'll back with you guys. And Houston EV1 over on this side of the DCSU channel. It's a bit difficult to go diving in to get that second loop. The wire ties are slightly non-standard configured, but it's wrapped in 3 spots on both ends. I think that fits the bill of what we're trying to do to secure it.
Okay, comrade, nice work. We are happy with the pictures that we're seeing on the downlink.
All right. Nicole, I'm locking the green hook. Or the green reel.
This view from the newly installed high-definition camera on the S1 truss showing Joe Acaba as he is reconfiguring a portable foot restraint at a worksite interface on the starboard truss that he will re-engage his feet into. to be able to have the correct orientation and leverage for the replacement of the camera light assembly on the latching end effector at the end.
For the yellow.
Okay, we copy Joe, and for Comrade A-firm, that was the piece of MLI we're looking at, and we are happy with that config.
Thank you.
Okay, and Comrade, big picture. We have you headed back to the airlock to get the get-ahead bag, and at some point you'll need to make sure you have your PGT, and if you'd like, you can grab those EVA scissors.
Okay. And before we get spot, we get a status update.
Hey, from Comrade, we are on the timeline, and right now we are showing a 640 MEDOX limit on EV1.
Good, thank you.
Randy Bresnik getting a status from spacewalk communicator Nicole Mann here in Mission Control, as we are now 2 hours and 40 minutes into today's spacewalk.
Nicole, I'm good to release my yellow hook, correct?
Hey, firm, next is to move your yellow hook to the green reel, and then check that it's locked.
Yellow hook to the green reel, and it is locked.
Copy and confirm that the green reel is unlocked.
The reel is unlocked.
Okay, with that, I show you in a good tether config. Next step is to temp stow the camera bag if required, and then you can remove the APFR. Okay, and just for your essay, Joe and Comrade, we are seeing an anomalous current draw on the CP3 light power. So we're going to turn that light off, and we may go back and check that out later in the EVA. I just wanted to give you that as a heads up.
Okay, thanks for that, Duke. What light was it again, please?
The truss, the starboard one truss of the station, which appears to be drawing a bit higher current, electrical current than had been expected. The camera itself is okay. It's just the light at that camera port that is going to be turned off by the flight controllers here in Mission Control while they evaluate why it's drawing a bit more current than is typically seen.
All right, we're starting motion, Joe.
Ready. Good motion.
Did you say good motion? Sorry, Joe.
Yep, good motion.
Motion continuing. And Joe, check your clearance with the bag and the arm. Thank you.
Clear, thanks.
10 centimeters to go.
Copy.
Okay, Joe, that finished, that completed the GCA to the public position. Would you like any more GCA?
Before we started, huh?
I believe this is where we started.
Stand by one.
Platform locations for installation should they be needed to replace other components on the space station. Meanwhile, this view from the newly installed high-definition camera at the S1 truss shows Joe Acaba repositioning a portable foot restraint as he prepares for the work required to replace a camera light assembly, which is experiencing a focal problem. This camera light assembly is housed on the new latching end effector, or the hand, of the station's robotic arm that was installed back on October 5th by Bresnik and Mark Vandehei to replace a degraded latching end effector. The camera system on the replacement here for a get-ahead task. There are spare pump modules, 2 spares, one on ESP2 outside of the Quest airlock, one on an external logistics carrier called ELC-1 that is on the port truss of the station. They require several get-ahead tasks to prepare them for easier access if they were to be used to replace a failed unit. On both of the pump modules, Bresnik's plan and these get-ahead tasks is to remove some thermal insulation straps, to break the torque on 4 bolts on each of the 2 spare pump modules, and to retorque those bolts at a lower setting, and to remove some tape and Velcro that was used for the launch restraint of electrical lines. So he's moving over to the port truss to start on those get-ahead tasks with the first of 2 spare pump modules.
To go in, clocking at 9 with the good pull and twist.
Copy a clocking of 9. Can you check black on black?
And it is black on black.
Okay, when you're happy, you can give the arm a go to maneuver to the back-off position, and the rest of your settings are Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Foxtrot 6.
Copy, Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Foxtrot 6. And you guys have a go to maneuver to the CLA on our position.
Copy, go for the maneuver to the CLA R&R position. That's in work.
And Houston's showing it should be the CLA back-off position.
Yeah, Houston, Mark on 1. We just got it written in the robot procedure as go for maneuver to the CLA R&R back-off position.
That works.
I agree, thanks.
bag for CLA bag.
And Joe, was that for Houston? Say again.
You agree?
Houston, say again.
I'm going to go to swap out the camera bag for the CLA bag if you agree.
A-firm, we agree, and we'll take confirmation of the APFR settings when you get a chance.
I've got 9. Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Foxtrot 6. And the toes are pointing towards the earth.
Perfect. Thank you, Joe. So you have a go to swap out those bags, and also you can attach your green hook to a cedar rail stanchion handrail just to tend your pack away from the lee, and we'll check your reels unlocked.
Okay, copy.
And Joe, if you have a moment, we're just about to start the joint OCAS. Can you check the ingress aid to make sure it's clear of the lee?
And where are you guys going to go from there?
We're not going to move a lot. We're
approaching the 3-hour mark into today's spacewalk. This view of Joe Acaba, who is positioning himself for work to replace the camera light assembly on the latching end effector, or the hand of the station's robotic arm, the Canadarm2. The replacement of this camera assembly required because of the recent degradation of the focusing capability of the current CLA, or camera light assembly as it is called, on this newly installed latching end effector that was installed to replace a degraded one back on October 5th during the Bresnik-Van de Heye spacewalk.
Okay, we copy the bundle and the PGT. And did you grab the scissors as well?
Scissors are in bag number 3 already.
Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency is driving the station's robotic arm from a workstation inside. He will position that latching end effector that you see very visibly here in the field of view from this new HD camera that was installed on the S1 truss of the station.
And Nicole, the camera bag is on the cedar rail. It's an adjustable.
Copy, Joe. Thanks.
So again, as we approach the 3-hour mark, Joe Acaba preparing to begin the replacement of this degraded camera light assembly on the latching end effector of the Canadarm2 robotic arm.
Comrade.
We're counting on it.
Let's go. All counting on you, yep. Yeah, Joe, it's fun trying to get all this stuff out of the larger OU bag without letting the genie out of the bottle. You're the man. Cold, I have a go to ingress APFR.
Affirm, Joe, you have a go.
Actually, I have not dropped the green hook yet. EV1 is routed to the crew lockback bundle. The PGT is on on my swing arm. Ready to egress.
Copy, comrade. That's a good config. You have a go.